is we're just going to review 3 scenarios. Guys, I'm going to draw 3 coordinate grids. Please draw these with me. I'm just going to review a couple of things. One of them you'll probably already know. The first thing I'm going to review is how the quadrants are numbered. So remember, we always use Roman numerals. And do y'all remember the direction that it goes? Yeah. So this is 2. Yes, yes, yes. Your 3. And then, of course, your 4. That's super important. Make sure you remember that. And then, guys, take a look at my pencil. So the way that we construct the unit circle is we are always going to construct angles based on the x-axis. So if I am moving up, notice my pencil is kind of creating an angle. If I am moving up, the degree of the angle is always positive. So if I start on the x-axis and I move up like this, in this direction, my degrees are always positive. So this is positive angle degrees. And then on the, oh, and by the way, guys, that's counterclockwise. On the flip side, if I start on the x-axis and I go below, that's negative. So if I go below to try to construct an angle, those degrees for whatever angle I'm constructing are negative. And y'all, that's clockwise, just like a regular clock turns its seconds. All right, so all of that's just been a little baby review for you. Let's go ahead and jump into understanding our trig ratios. So we're going to draw 4 scenarios. We're going to get through scenarios 1 through 3. We're going to get through halfway of 4, and then we're going to transition into something else. So for scenario number 1, draw an xy axis. And you don't have to put your pencil on your paper, but let me show you guys. So I'm putting my pencil right on top of my x-axis. We are constructing an angle, just a little baby angle. So the angle is going to stop right here. That's my angle right there. That's theta. So there's my angle, but we're using trig ratios that belong to a right triangle. Let me finish drawing the right triangle. So I'm going to bring this down. There's my right angle. You got some measurements that are given. I didn't find these measurements. They were just given to us as part of the example. And these measurements, this distance right here is 6. This distance up along the y-axis is 8. What do you think this is? That's right. That's a Pythagorean triple right off the bat. And then, guys, from there, we're just going to practice our trig ratios. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write cosine of theta, sine of theta, tangent of theta, hop over to the other side of my paper. This is the only time that I'm writing 2 columns. And then I'm going to write the reciprocal of cosine, which is secant of theta. The reciprocal of sine, which is cosecant. And then, of course, tangent is really the only one that's easy to memorize because it's a cotangent. All right, so I'm going to draw a little setup here over on the left side of my paper. We are going to write the template for cosine, sine, and tangent. So remember, cosine was adjacent over hypotenuse, but we're transitioning from adjacent to x and hypotenuse to r. So your cosine is now x over r, which means your secant, of course, is r over x. Your sine used to be opposite over hypotenuse, but we are transitioning, so now it's y over r, which means cosecant is r over y. And then remember your tangent, the TOA, that was opposite over adjacent, but now that is going to be y over x. And of course your cotangent of theta is x over y. Alright, so guys, remember x is 6, y is 10. Let's write 6 over 10, and then, oh my stars, you have to simplify that. So we're going to write 3 over 5. Everything has to be simplified. You're going to be simplifying fractions today. You're going to be simplifying roots. You're going to be vanquishing rat demons today. All of that is involved in this brand new stuff that you haven't seen before. So sine is y over r. So sine is going to be 8 over 10. But of course, we're going to have 4 over 5 as our answer. Your tangent is going to be 8 over 6, which is 4 over 3. Guys, flip those upside down and write them over here. So my secant is 5/3. Your cosecant is 5/4. And then your tangent, flip that 4/3 upside down to 3/4. Create an angle. Remember last time we stopped right here? Y'all, this angle, we're going to go past the top of the y-axis. So this angle is way over there. That means all of that is theta. To find your right triangle, you're always going to connect your x and your y value. My y value is way up there. So if I connect that y value down to that x value, there's my right triangle. And again, guys, I'm going to give you some measurements. They've been given. I did not find them on my own. Notice we are on the negative side of the x-axis. So this is -5. We're still on the positive side of the y-axis. This is a 12. Your radius is always positive. It's a measurement. This is 13. All right. Here we go again. Please write cosine theta, sine theta, tangent theta. And then look, let me tell y'all something. I have a hard time remembering, so you know Miss Harrington makes up silly little things to remember. See this C right here? If anything starts with a C on my trig ratios, then its reciprocal starts with a S. So if this is cosine, then whatever the reciprocal is, it starts with a S, and it's secant. I guess I lied. This is my last column, 2-column notes. If it starts in a C, its reciprocal starts in a S. Wait, what? If it starts in a C, its reciprocal starts in a S. That starts with a S, so its reciprocal starts with a C. That's how I remember which one belongs to which. Because secant and cosecant, that's like a foreign language to me. Cotangent, y'all, is the only one that I know belongs with regular tangent. All right, so not only do you have to remember which reciprocal goes to which, you got to memorize like fractions. Let me show you how I memorize the fractions. For sine and cosine, I always remember that the radius is underneath both of those. One of them is x, one of them is y. And here's how I remember C is in the beginning of the alphabet, like letter X of the ordered pair. Sine is later on in the alphabet, like the letter Y. So that's how I remember it. And then tangent never has R. Tangent is Y over X. And remember, if you can memorize those, you've got it all, because all you got to do is flip them upside down over here. So secant and cosecant always have an R on top. And I know that the reciprocals are just going to be the bottom letters. So X belongs to the denominator for secant, Y belongs to the denominator for cosecant. And cotangent is X over Y. So hopefully that helps it kind of memorize for you. All right, let's fill in these numbers, guys. Cosine is X over R. The negative goes with it. So the ratio for cosine is negative 5/13. The secant for theta is negative 13 over 5. So the negative goes with it. We're going to have negative answers. Negatives are important, actually. Your sine for theta is just going to be 12 over 13. So your cosecant, 13 over 12. Guys, what's tangent? Very good. So let's write negative 12/5. You are correct. And then flip that. Write negative 5/12 for cotangent.